Hello again, folks. Right, we're still on part 5. We're going to cover round 10, 11 and 12 this time. This is where we're changing to fern, and round 12 is in mint. So we'll just crack on and get it started. So we're joining between two petals, and we're joining at where the cream is. So this is where I will be joining. It's not a double because we didn't put a double in the centre. It's one leg of one double and one leg of another double. So the two doubles on either side here, the singular ones, we're just pinching a leg of each as a place to put our stitch. So we will join our first one where we identified there. Okay. Again, I want to make, sorry, I'm off camera, I'm just making sure I've got the right end to crochet with. Right, so we're putting a double in there, and I've got the right side facing again. I'm just folding my petals over so I can see where we need to be. And the chains that we're creating this time are 9 chain long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we'll just rotate over, and there's the two legs, one of each of the doubles, and we just put our hook, yarn over and do a double, then chain 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and rotate the flower, and again fold it over, you're not going to hurt it, just loosen those stitches so you can get your hook in nicely, yarn over through those two. I'm just going to change my angle slightly there so we're not too close. So 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rotate the flower till we get to the next point between the two petals. So very similar to what we did in round 7, and I think it was round 6. Very similar indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The only difference is the chains are a bit different in length, but we're still joining in exactly the same place, which is between two petals. So through there, double, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rotate, identify the stitch or the two legs that we want to collect in, yarn over double, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rotate the flower, pick up the two bits that we want. So another chain of 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Joining between these two petals, fold them over so you can see, like so. Double and 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 on the back where we started. So we join with a slip stitch in our first stitch because we're not changing colour. If we were changing colour I would join in my usual method. This is what it looked like on the back, and I'm just going to weave the initial tail in before we commence with row 11. So I just weave this through. I'll just go back to this join here. Right. Okay, now this is where things are slightly different with this round, because we're not putting the green petals directly behind the others as we have, and these ones are slightly off. So the first thing we need to do in round 11 is slip stitch into the first 4 chains. So I'm just slip stitching into the back loop only of each chain. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then it tells you to double into number 5, but I'm just going to double into the chain space itself, like so. And then we need to insert 9, just checking I'm right, 9 double trebles into this double crochet. Now then, here's where we talk about stitches again. If I tilt this slightly, that hole there is the top of the double, if you're looking at it from an anatomical point of view. But you can see it's quite a large hole, and you've only got one strand here really. So I will be choosing to go through the centre of it. So I'm collecting this strand here and going through that hole. So I've got 2 strands on this side and 2 strands on that side, and that'll give me a stronger anchor and a smaller hole to put all these doubles into, and it shouldn't create any further holes. So we'll just, you can see if I pull it where the original top of the stitch is, but all I'm going to do is collect this bit at the front and go into that same space, so that I've got 2 strands of yarn on both sides of my hook. And then I'm going to do me, once you've got your first one in, you're fine. So that's 1, and you can see there, you know where you're going, and it's not too large a hole. So we need to do another 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And you can see it's a nice snug fit, not too big a hole. So all 9 are fitted in there nicely. And then the pattern tells you to skip 4 and DC into number 5, double crochet into number 5, but I'm just been double crocheting into the chain space so that it'll find its natural center point anyway, rather than me dictate exactly where I want it to be. So again, I'll just show you with this double crochet. I'll fold them petals out of the way. So that large hole there is the original top of that double crochet, but I'm just collecting this strand here and going into the same hole, but it just gives me a slightly smaller hole and 2 strands on either side, so it's nice and strong to hold all those stitches. So we've got to put another 9 double trebles into this double crochet here. count right. Am I right? No, I'm still not right. That's better. So I'm basically splitting the double crochet smack down the centre rather than using the top of the stitch, just to give me a stronger holding for all these 9 double trebles to be encased within. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll just check. When you're counting, don't forget this bit here is part of the chain, it's not a stitch. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And then rotate slightly, petals over, and just double crochet into the chain space, or if you wish, count your 4 chains and put your double in the chain itself. But I like it to kind of find its own centre, so it's as neat. Well, you know what I'm like for my neatness, so so wait, oh wait, no, you see, you just pulled one strand there. Right, in, no, that's still not right. Come on, play, play, play. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Complete that. Double in the chain space, or count your 4 and put your double in the chain itself, and then off we go again into the next double. So I'm going to split it down the centre again. So that just doesn't look right to me. Split you down the centre like so. That's better. Once you get your first one in, you know exactly where you're going with the rest. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All a nice snug fit in there. Double crochet in the 5th chain or in the chain space, whichever method you're using, and we're doing the same again. So split the double down the centre. Like so. No, that wasn't right. You can, come on now, please. Just doesn't seem right. That seems a bit better, yes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I double in the chain space, but if you wish to count your 4 and put your double in number 5. And then we just do the same again. So, right, no, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 9. And then double in the next one. Either, like I say, count your 4 and put it in the chain number 5 if that's the way you wish to do, or just do the double crochet into the chain space itself. And then we just got 9 petals to put into this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Then either count your 4 and put your double in number 5, or just work into the space itself. And we've got one more to do. So this is going to go in here. That's how it goes. So that's number 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And then we're finished with fern. So I'm just going to snip like so, pull my end through, and then because we are doing a detailed bit around the edge, I'll just weave in as normal. So I'm going to just attach to this double here, again tightly, because I don't want this to count as a stitch, so that when we come to do the edge, I don't cause myself any confusion with numbers. and finish at the, as long as you've finished where your strand comes out the back, so it's out of your way. So there we are, and as we still have 8 petals, but they're off. They're not following the same path as the first 3 petals that were there. They're off slightly. Okay, and that's why we had to do those 4 slip stitches at the beginning, so that these petals would lie where they're supposed to. So now we need to join mint to put some detail onto this edge. So again, we'll use the new method. So slip stitch onto hook, and I'll just check where we're joining. We're joining between 2 petals. So this is the double crochet here. This is the top of it, just off to the right. So we're joining here with a double. Okay, and then what we need to do is a double into the next stitch. Oh, hold on, sorry. No, we don't. We've got a double in the centre, we miss the next stitch, double into the second one, and then we're doing 2 doubles into the top of the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 in the next, then miss, and then we're back in the top of the double in the centre. Okay, so we're just repeating actions now. So we've done the one in the double crochet in the centre there, we skip the next one in the next, stitch across, and then 2 doubles in the top of the next 5. Very similar to what we did with the rose petals. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 in the next, miss the next stitch, 1 into the top of the double, which is just off to the right. Sorry, tangled yarn. Miss this stitch into the next one, put 1 double, and then 2 doubles around. 1, 2, 2, the top of the next 5. So 3, 4, 5, 1 in the next stitch, skipping the next one along, 1 in the top of that double there, skip the next stitch into the next one for a 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the top of the next 5. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more with 2 in, 1 in the next stitch, miss the next stitch, 1 in the top of that double there, rotate, miss the next stitch in the top of the next one along, and then 2 doubles in the top of the next 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 in the next stitch, miss the next one in the top of the double, miss the next one, 1 into the next stitch, and then again we're doing 5 with 2 doubles in the tops. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 1 in the next stitch, miss, then 1 in the top of this double. This is where I've joined so slightly, it's a bit tight, but I'll get in there. Okay. Yeah, 1 in there, miss the next one, 1 in the next stitch, and then 2 doubles in top of the next 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 in the next stitch, miss the next one, 1 in the top of that double there, miss the next stitch, 1 in the next, 2 in the top of the next 5. So 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, that's 3, 4 and 5, 1 in the next. Now we'll be skipping this one, so I'm going to cut my yarn now because we're not doing anything further with the mint. I'm going to pull that stitch up and then join like so. Again, pulling tight because it's not one we wish to count, and then I'll be weaving this ending around the back of this petal because we're not doing any further work with those stitches, so we don't really want to be able to see our tail. So that's how it'll look, peeps, when it's done. I'm going to move my camera back a little bit when we get on to the next round so it's not all so close, but that's where we're at now, and we've now completed 12 rounds of this particular part. So the next part is where we are using teal and where we're starting to create the square that goes behind it. So I'll probably break that down into 2 videos so that I can clearly explain what I'm doing and why. So happy hooking, I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much, bye.